Hello, listeners. Hi, my name is Madhavi, and I'm so happy to have you on UppTalk. You have come to the right place if you want to learn about IT and do really cool things with your hands. We are not just another IT company when I say UppTalk. Think of us as your learning partner dedicated to helping you reach your full potential. We have top notch hands on courses to help you build your business, whether you are new to technology or want to move up in your current job. Let's look around this as our first step towards learning.
First, we'll talk about capability. This adding logs, SSD, debugging what to do whenever lifecycle events get or not triggered. I think these three already I have covered. What to do whenever lifecycle events not triggered. Like quickly, Bertish, can you? I mean, you are the one who asked this question, right? Can you elaborate on this? What kind of issue you faced? Basically, basic troubleshoot. First, if event just not getting triggered, I'll check whether the event is active or inactive. First thing, I'll check that. Second, that is working. If that is also working, and please enable. Let's say yesterday, we have removed one account from Active Directory. When I try to run the aggregation, some trigger snapshot has not been created, right? I was trying to 3 times. After that, I came to know I have to check one checkbox from that a counter aggregation or something like that we might have missed. What you have to do, you have to check the logs always. You have to enable the log like we did, write log dot error. Plus, you have to declare in the rule or workflow the log a statement. And one by one, you have to check all the logs. What if it's not working? I mean, what if it has problem in QA? I need to check QA logs, right? In QA environment, if it is not working, I need to ask logs from QA department or other department. Usually we'll ask. If they ask regarding which logs, what can I say? You have to mention the timestamp. From which time to which time you have to mention. They will be having logs. You have to tell them this time you have executed the event. Time will be there. Based on the time you can. If the event is executed like 2 days back, they can track. Most of the time, I think 10 days logs you can capture because in real time project we will be keeping, we will be adding all the previous logs also, like some 10, 5, 15 files will be there. From that, we can capture all the logs. Actually, for me, I am told to like use winst and put to. I got the access to the it's a Linux server. It's not a Windows server. The moment you are going to use winspin put, which means it's a Linux server. Black screen. Are we able to check from like in case I am getting the access? After getting the access, also like I need to check the login to there are trace and off. I need to disable off and enable trace write. I have something like that. You have to enable the logs. You have to add in what we have done. And you can capture the logs. Based on the logs, only you will understand where that error is happening and all. If it is a generic error, then you can do check on the compass and you can find if it is related to your rule or workflow, then you have to fix. Already have explained that if you get any other related these kind of incident error, what we'll do. Today also I've got some error. I tried to access something and I got this error. Is my screen visible? Yesterday, I've shown right if we get this kind of error incident code, how we can capture the incident code. Go to Advanced Analytics. We will go to Advanced Analytics. We'll go to syslog. We have to mention this number and we can capture the logs. We'll talk about capabilities first, but before that, let me try to restart my services. One general question. Suppose I have 10 applications and those 10 applications are the ones who got the highest number of users on those applications, and it is getting difficult to do manual certification. What do you think? Will it be a better idea to onboard those applications on SailPoint that it would become easy for the auto certification, the you know what I mean, right? There will be no manual certification, then it will be all centralized. You can onboard those application into SailPoint and you can trigger application owner certification. In that scenario, 10 access will be generated. He can take a certifier can take action on that very easily. And if you feel we have larger number of identities and related to some manager, let's say you have some 1,000 identities and you have some 50 managers. If you want to go it for some manager certification, you can do it. 50 access will be generated. They have to take some action on that. You have to decide if you're in the position to do that. Basically, I am facing an issue. Like I have an application which is pretty much big, got about 4,000, 5,000 users on it far. It's very, very much difficult to do manual certification. Like we have to prepare a large spreadsheets. We get the source data from the app team. Like a burden pain, in that scenario, better go for manager certification managing on SailPoint, right? On SailPoint, it's automation tool, right? All unified hotel can do it very easily. You can do previously for certification itself. We used to have some separate tool to trigger. I think 7, 8 years back, not a more than that, 10 years back, we used to have some HPSM, HP Service Manager or some other tool that we used to get some incident ticket to complete that work items as a IAM admin. I used to work in the operation team where we used to get some tickets. It's not exactly incident. We used to get some tickets. We have to take manually action on that. We complete this. Let me start capability. Capability is one SailPoint functionality where you can control the user access. I can say it's a way of controlling user access. We have control in terms of SailPoint functionality. You want function. Let's say you are application administrator. Then you will be able to see only application related things, not entire things. If, because I have a SailPoint administrator access, I have a full access, I can check each and every tab, every column, each and everything. But as a as application admin, you are supposed to check only this application tab, not intelligence, not set up. It might be required, but in that scenario, you have to customize. If you are an alert administrator, then only you will be able to see alerts, not other things. If you are a task administrator, you should see only related to stocks tasks. If you are a certification admin, you should see only certification related stuff, something like we have to define. Let me log out and log in as other person, let's say James Smith. When I log in as SP admin, I'll be able to see all the tabs, but if I'm going to log in as James Smith, here you can check. I have access to only intelligence in my work item, and there is no settings I can. There is no other icon as well. In that scenario, how we can customize these things based on the requirement. A customer will say, you have to create some new capability where some new team is going to onboard. We have to provide some customized access for them because they are going to involve in certifications and policies as well. There will be some requirement in that scenario. You have to build some custom capability. But before getting into that, we have a number of default capabilities. We'll talk about that. You understand, right? If I'm going to assign some capability based on that he will be getting some access. Is it clear? What kind of capabilities are there? Let me show that. We have an object name called capability. Inside that we have these many capabilities, around 34 capabilities we have, like Access Manager Alert Administrator, Application Administrator, Batch Request Certification Administrator, Entire Element Administrator, Identity Administrator. Something like that, we have capabilities here. If you want to assign this capability to any identity, what will you do? You have to go to Identity Warehouse. You can pick any user. Let's say James Smith. Here you will be able to see this user capabilities. Via this, you can access. Let me try to select this role administrator. I know James Smith belongs to some roles. Department based on job function. What I'll do is for an auditor capability there. Auditor capabilities there. Let me select auditor capability. Click on save. We have around 35 capabilities, default capabilities we have. Now let me log in as James Smith. Guys, if time permits, we'll try to learn how we can lead from IKA console using IKA console. Just give me a reminder. As an audit person, audit administrator, you will be having access to identity warehouse, not identity risk, identity correlation, identity risk model, nothing. You don't have access to application tab. You have access to advanced analytics reports, identity risk score and application risk score you can access. Just click on any one tab. You are able to access this page. Reports you are able to access because you are auditor. Go to Setup. You are able to see only roles, not other tabs. Only roles you can access. Is it clear? And you don't have access to settings. This my work items. These are the basic access, default user access. Now let me log out. I'll try to provide some other access. You open this identity. Go to user rights. You want me to check for other access like policy administrator or any other based on the capability, only he will be getting access. Let's say he's an entitlement administrator based on his job function. Let me save this. And let me log in as James Smith. Here you can check. As an entitlement administrator, he is allowed to access only entitlement catalog, not other stuff. This is how you are going to get access in your project based on your department, based on your job function. If you are a SailPoint administrator, then definitely you'll be having full access. But as a SailPoint based on your, if let's say you end up within certification theme, certification administrator something, then you will be having access only to certification, not other every tabs. Let me try to access debug page, object browser. What will happen? What do you think? Will he be able to access debug? Access to it. You don't have the capabilities required to view the requested. He's allowed to access only entitlement, not other page. Is it clear? And Vinay, sorry when is not there. This control, the SailPoint functions, how we can provide. We have controlling user access. Let's talk about the capabilities. Let me open one capability. Just now, we have a wider some entitlement rule administrator right. Let me open that capability. In that we have some SP rights right. References we have, as usual, some XML tag. Is there some capability name when it's been created? Display name. ID, unique ID when it's been modified. Some values are there. Capability name is there. And after that, some right references are there. Inside, we have these many references. Using this reference only, you will be able to control that functionality, which means if I'm going to assign this SP, he can access to see the page view role. He will be able to view roles. If I'm going to assign this SP right, he can access the manage role, manage the entitlement roles, full access to forms. Something like he has some SP admin inside this capability. You can customize the capability using this SP right based on the requirement. Let's say, as I said, customer is saying, client is saying you have to create one capability, including for certification and policy. In that scenario, what I'll do, randomly, I'll pick this certification administrator and policy administrator. Let me quickly cover. What I'll do, I'll capture these SP right references. Let me open a new page. This is related to policy. Now it's related to certification. I will create new capability using these things. This is what I'll do. Here you can check. These are the SP right from where we are going to capture this value. Any idea? We have these many rights, SP rights. Somewhere it will be present right from where we have another object called SP right. Using this SP right here, we have one SP rights. It's a combination of the, if I'm going to certify all certification, check authorization web services, each and everything will be very clear using that SP right only. If I'm going to assign this SP right into capability and the capabilities assigned to identity, they can access the particular thing. That's what it means. If you want to delete any identity snapshot, delete identity link, then I have. If you want to delete this identity link, I have to provide this SP right. Then only you will be able to delete anything. Any questions on this? The accesses that you were showing in the editor page, those are default ones, right? These are the default ones. These are the defaults one. Using this SSP right, you can build some customized capability and you can assign to the identities based on the requirement. That's a concept. Is it clear? I have captured the SP rights from certification administrator and policy administrator. Now what I'll do, I will create new capability. Let me pick one capability quickly. Go here, click on new. Happy to remove these values first. This is spirit. I have to go to capability. Let me select this password administrator. Let me remove this ID value. And you can remove these references, which is the existing one. What I'll do, I'll replace with these already have these many SP rights. This is combination of policy and certification. If I'm going to assign this capability, what will happen? We'll check. Is it cleared? Based on the requirement, I'm going to create this capability. We have to create the capability name. What name we can provide? Certification and policy admin, something like that. I have given display name also. It's going to same certification and policy admin modified each and every value I have removed. These are the spirit. Are we supposed to delete these ID values or not? Quickly. Can anyone confirm? But here it's not required because this view role and ID value is going to remain same. It's not going to create any mess. We have this object already. If you want to remove, it's up to you, but known in this scenario, nothing will happen. That's the reason I want to move this ID value. I'm getting this error. It's not because of this ID value. Here we have used this ampersand symbol. In the XML tab ampersand symbol, it's not possible to use. If you want to this ampersand symbol, then it's a different way. Let me try to save this. I'm able to say it. The new rule which we created is certification policy admin. This is the capability we have created, right? Now I will assign this capability to one identity. And after that, what will happen? Let's open the same identity, James Smith. Go to user rights. Here you are able to see, right? Certification policy admin, the set capability which we created. Certification policy admin. Click Save. Now log in as James Smith. Now he has kind of full access like application. He has application risk model. He has access to advanced analytics and reports. He has access to rules and policies. Did I select certification only or any other thing? Whatever capability I'm going to sell, whatever SP rights I'm going to sell, based on that, user will get access. That's the concept. If I'm not going to assign any capability, what will happen? For one identity, I'm not going to assign any capability. What will happen? Just to home and my work, they will available. Default access will be getting like this home and my work and some quick link access. That's it. They can submit access request only for themselves, not for those. This is how you can create capabilities based on the requirement. I think we have some metrics Excel for that. Here in this compass, we have a capabilities matrix. Using that, whenever you have a requirement, you can download this Excel sheet. And you will come to know. Here, the first page, we have these many capabilities. Here you can check if there's a system administrator. These are the capability name. These are the access. If you want to access the reports, then which capability you have to assign. If you're a system administrator, then you will be able to access to the report section. Apart from system admin, who all are which capability have access to these pages, you can select some data classification, activity data board, task alerts, policies. Something like for each and every set point, functionality name will be there. Set one function. If you want to access to this identity warehouse, who all are access to identity warehouse, you can check. Like auditor can access to identity warehouse, compliance officer can access to identity warehouse. Identity administrator, identity correlation administrator. These are the capability name. These are the functions. If you want to access this function, who all are can access something like that, you will be able to understand. If there's a system administrator, then he will be having access to each and every page function. Here you can check. He has full checkbox for each and every tabs. And SP admin have system administrator access. That is the reason I'm able to access each and every page like a code, mappings, application attribute roles, configuration, fan configuration, each and everything. Using this, you will be having some idea. Initially, I used to refer this capability, this matrix. If I want to build some custom capability, definitely I'll refer this. The first step is related to capabilities and SailPoint function. The second one will be having SP rights. Already have shown that SP rights object on the object. Let me show again. See from here SP rights we have. Here I have 185 SP rights. Using that I can build any capability. The same, it will be here in the matrix. If you're going to expand this here, you can check here. You are able to see your 96 count. These are SP rights. You can check. If I want to delete any identity link, then the same SP rate in which capability it will be present. In the system administrator, it will be there in the SIEM executor. These are the capability name. These SP rights will be available in this capability. This will be very helpful if you're going to create any capability. Any doubts far? This is all about capabilities. This is how we can control the user access to save on functionality. Ray cache, if some persons join in SailPoint version, now what they provide for capability. They won't based on their job function. If they are going to join as a SailPoint admin, then we will provide SailPoint administrator access, system administrator access. If they are going to join in certification team based on their job function, they will provide some capability related to certification, related to quality. Something like that they will provide. They will assign some capability. And then one more question. Their user rights correct. User rights capability both are same. Click on more than one or two rights. We can assign multiple capabilities. We can assign for the same user. You can select multiple capability. What about Navin and British? How to assign this capability for this person's rights? We have couple of ways. You can assign via manually. You can open and you can assign something like that. Or else what you can do via account aggregation also you can assign. Whenever a new employee is going to join this account, aggregation will happen. If they are comfortable, we can assign capability using this option. Optionally select a rule to assign capabilities or perform other processing on new identities. In that scenario, you can create some rule to assign the capability based on the job function. This is another way of assigning. And if you want to go into depth, we have other application. A number of things are there. You guys want to learn about that? What about Navin and British? How we can assign the capability? I want to. What about Navin? Rakesh, one question related to capability. What is the difference between end user capability and any cloud admin capability? Have you seen? These capabilities are available here. Just a minute, let me check. Cloud capability is something you told right. It's not present here in SailPoint. What was another capability name? Like any cloud person, an admin guy working on a cloud. Might be they have customized in your project, but it's not present. This is not the default one because I couldn't find any capability which start with cloud. I couldn't find. They might have created. That's what I'm saying. Based on the requirement, they can create might be some person is working on the cloud department or cloud functionality. They have created. Client had a requirement to create those capability and they have assigned to the particular person. Something like that in this cloud capability. Also, they have assigned some SP rights. Because of the SP rights, only he is able to access some functionality. Because of that, only he'll be able to create custom. Right? In that scenario, you can use this matrix. If you have access to, do you guys want me to share this one or you will download it from campus directly? If you can share it, then well and good. Please can you share it? Definitely. Or it will be uploaded in the portal and you can get it from there. When it comes to ascending the capability, we have a couple of ways. We can do it manually, or else we can assign via task account aggregation, that's second, or else in some client, if they are going to deal with a number of accounts in that scenario customer, what they will do, they will ask us to enable this capability via access request page. Is it clear what I'm saying? They will ask developers, there will be a requirement. They will ask us to enable this capability into access request page. Which means if any user wants these capabilities, what that they will do, they will go to access request page. They will select the users. The next page, all capability has to populate. But for what we have learned, entitlement and roles, only it will be populated, isn't it? But we can achieve that one as well. We can provide this capability and we can provide the work group via this access request page. But what we have to do, we have to import one, build a custom connector or loopback connector. If you have access to this compass page, just refer. This is going to be very helpful. Identity loopback connector, because I had one requirement. Customer asked us to enable these capabilities and work groups in this access request page because each and every user, they are not able to assign this capability. The user, what they can do, they can select the capability, something like they can submit access request, but the capability will be assigned to the user directly. If you want to achieve that thing, you have to install this loopback connector. It's the type of connector only. I think I have configured in my system, but it's off way. I didn't completely configure. Let me open that, add new application. What you have to do, you have to create one application. In the application type identity, I can do, but connector will be there. Using that, you have to create one application, as usually have to create one task upon aggregation. What it will do, it will aggregate all capabilities and work groups, and it will consider as an entitlement. That's the idea. In your system, you won't be able to see this identity loopback connector quickly. If you want, you can check. I was trying to do that, but it's midway. I didn't complete this. This you can achieve if there is a requirement. This connector is not there in the SailPoint. It is not there. How did you get involved? It's not there. You have to get it where this one. I think there will be connector also. It will be there. You can download this connector, Loopback connector. This Loopback connector we have to download to import into SailPoint. It's like XL file only. I'm not sure on that. You can import into SailPoint. It will be available in the application page like Loopback connector. After that, what you have to do, you have to create one application. Using the Loopback connector, after that you have to create one task account and group aggregation tasks. And what it will do, it will aggregate all capabilities and work groups, and it will consider as an entitlement. After that, from access request page itself, they can request for capabilities and work groups. That's the concept. That's the idea of having Loopback connector. Is it clear? Are you guys getting confused, or is it clear? Lal, layer. But if you could have shown, an example of Loopback connector with a real-time scenario, like creating an application with the Loopback connector, then wait won't allow me to create it. Will throw some error because it's in the midday. I didn't configure it completely. If I'm going to select that one, it will throw some error. This is real-time scenarios. I'm explaining. If there is a requirement, you can do this because it's throwing some error, right? Because it's not configured completely. Are you able to see the screen? The page is not working because it's not configured properly. You can refer this one if you want. Just to have an idea, if there is a requirement in future, you can achieve. That's what I'm trying to say, but each and everything, we have a couple of options in SailPoint. For I have told only from access request page. You can select either entitlement or roles. But now I'm telling from you can select capabilities. Also, you can select work groups also, but in SailPoint those work groups and capabilities is going to consider as entitlement only. It will comes under this entitlement page. That's what I'm trying to say. If you implement this Loopback connector, all capabilities and work groups, it will come center this skip and that element catalog that the user can request. Both are similar to same. Is it clear or getting confused? Just have an idea. What is the basic SailPoint certification you will suggest for a fresher Rakesh? I don't need IQ engineer. You can go ahead. Did I associate? It's a basic one. I think identity professional. We have DUL 300. I didn't do the IQ engineer. I was talking about this one. Pre-request none prerequisite. What is the prerequisite? If you want to have this Identity IQ Architect certification, you should complete this Identity Engineer. Then only you are eligible to give this exam to get the certification. You are suggesting associate. I'm suggesting engineer directly. If you have more knowledge and say but RLS, you can start with associate also. Better try to achieve for this certification. Did I get it? What do you know? What is the pattern of the exam? How many questions if it is multiple choice question? Only you have to build some custom code also. Far I never given, just I have heard because I'm not interested in through these things. That would be Asian. Thank you. I'm telling in last 8 years I never done any certification. If you are associated with company, can't company provide this for free? Like if you are working for any amongst like TCS, Wipro, Capgemini, definitely you will be, you can clear this exam. You have to pay from your hand and you can reimburse them all. If your manager's ready to upload, only if we pass, right? Only you passed. Because some of the candidates clear this exam. And when I was to work in MNC, I have tried. We'll get a manager. It's not ready to approve. Let me quickly cover another topic called form. Click on Add New Application. Whenever you are going to onboard an application, if you're looking for some more information from user, let's say you have some list of attributes and you want to capture more information from user. Let's say go to configuration page. This is the provisioning policies, what we are talking about. The moment I'm going to submit access request for Active Directory, some form will be pop up. Because here we have added one policy. It's like a policy form. What you can do, you can create some policy form, or else if you have any existing form, you can select here. It will be select here. I have selected one form and I'll try to submit access request. What will happen? We'll check. Something like you can select one form the same way. I have a form for Active Directory also. Let me open this Active Directory application. Go to Configuration Provisioning Policies. Here we have a form. Because of that, each and every time, whenever I'm going to submit any access request, the form will be populated. This is the form. You guys remember, let me submit on access request. It will ask, the form will be generated quickly. Let me show. Let me select this user. Let me select one entitlement groups from Active Directory application. Click on Next, click on Submit. The moment I am going to click on Submit, one form will be generated. You can compare both the forms. Usually we'll call them as provisioning policy in SailPoint, but practically those are called form. Here you can click on Complete Form. Here you can check. I'll try to confirmation. Here you have request information. Here you can check object type account, DNSM account name, user details are there, right? You can check object type. That is the object type. Here you can select object type, user or contact. Something out of there, object type at the same user data is a code. Here you can see account are there, user details are there, general in general first name, last name, description is there. In general, first name, last name and description is there. Something like you can create one form and you can assign into the application, which means whenever we are going to submit any access request based on the operation create, modified, delete. If you are selecting those forms into the application, it will be populate something like that. The user has to provide these details. What is the necessity of this having form? I have attribute called first name, last name. description. I can capture this information from access request directly itself, but I don't have attribute for dial in access. I don't have access for verify caller ID. I don't know what is the callback number. If you want to store some more information to the target application, what will you do? You will generate this kind of form. User has to provide this value that you can store this value. That's the purpose. Is it clear, Bhattacharya drama? Some form will be generated and you can store some value. That's the purpose. Same, each and everything will be there. Here you can check. Exchange. In the exchange we have 4 things. Exchange, mailbox, store exchange, alias, exactly it will be there. Exchange, alias each and everything will be there. For Skype for business, they are looking for some more info from the user. They have to provide. If you want, you can make them as mandatory also. We'll talk about that, how we can create these kind of forms. SIP address, SIP domain, SIP address type, you can check here. SIP address, SIP domain, each and everything's are there. Quickly, let's cover how we can create the form. Either way, you can create. If you're going to create for any application, then go to application directly, application definition. Let me take a backup of this application. I don't want to create any mess with this one. Let me open this Prism application. Go to Configuration, Provisioning Policies. Here I already have for Create and Update. Let me open this. If I'm going to open this form, first name, last name, login state, and account logs, only these many info will be asked. What I'll do the moment I'm going to delete anything I have, some form has to be populated. I'll click on Add Policy. You can create policy form. The form will be generated something like this. Here you have to mention some form name, delete form something. You can provide the form description as well. Added. A section means here you can check the bigger one. Let me copy paste from this one only. Skype for business. Select that name. Here name you have to mention Skype for business. Click apply. Now here I'm going to add this IP domain, IP address. These are the information I'm looking for from user for this particular application, for Prism application. Select that section. Now click on this plus icon. Here you can add the field. Field name is going to say IP address. These are the field names. This is going to be the section. Let me add this field name quickly. SPRS type. Here you can select the data type. Is it going to be string or is it going to be Boolean? Boolean means it's kind of checkbox. Let's quickly check. Click on apply. Click on preview form. You'll be able to come to know how the form is going to generate something. Here you will be able to see its IP address. You can click checkbox, enable checkbox, which means we have selected Boolean. That is the reason. A Skype for business. In that I have added one field. Let me add some more field like SIP address. Add another field. Select that. You can mention the name. Display name also you can mention. If you want to add any help text, A text means why we are going to add this field. You can help the customer to understand. Help the customer, customer user, help the user. IP address required in full format. Something I'm randomly typing. The same text will be populated over here. Click on Apply. IP address type. Click up. Just a minute. It's not responding. Here you can check IP address here. The help text will be there. This input works best with auto forms mode off. Something like help text will be there. Let me change this type. Click Apply. Now click on Preview Form. Previous one was Boolean data type. You are able to check and check. Now here, they have to provide the details. IP address type. Here help instruction text we have given. In the page also, you can check the sys IP address for the user, for example. They have given that the user will understand. But to make them understand, we can provide help text also. Let me add this field as mandatory. In that scenario, you have to select this type setting as required. Required means it's a mandatory field. Click on Apply. Now click on Preview Form. Some star icon will be there. You have seen right, if it is a star icon, it's a mandatory field. User has to enter this field, then only it will allow to go to next page. Something like you can add a number of fields based on the customer requirement. Is it clear? You want me to add some more value in that? Yes, I understood. Something like we can add more values. Let's say, apart from that, I need some static root callback number. These are the info I require. What I'll do, I'll try to add some more value. Display name also, it's going to manage that what it's going to populate. Let me add you have added field. Now you are going to add row with columns. And that scenario you have to select how many rows and column you are going to add. Let's select 2. Click on Apply. Here I'm going to mention as password. And password always the value, it's going to be hidden. What I'll do, I'll set it as secret. Click on Apply. The next field value, it's going to be 3. Type your password. Display name. Also, it's going to same help text. If you want to mention anything, you can mention. Here it's going to be secret because it should not be visible. It should be star something. Click on type setting. If you want to enable these things, you can enable. I'll click apply. Now click on the preview form. Here you will be able to see password and 3 type password, something like that. Here, IP address is mandatory. We have given. Apart from that, you want me to add any other info in this? We'll try to add one more field. Or else I'll add one more, another section. Then I'm going to name this as country. Let's add this country here. I'm going to add one more field value. Let's say country name. Here you are going to allow some values. Type always it's going to be string only. Here you can select the value. Here you can select allowed values, which means from this drop down they have to select like USA, Canada, something. They have selected 3 countries. Let me apply and save. Now click on Preview Form. We have a section for each and everything. Let me check that. Now if I'm going to submit any access request, these things will, user has to provide these values. That's the purpose. Let me save this form. It will be populated over here. Delete form. Whenever I'm going to submit anything related to delete, the form will be generated and we have to provide these details. Let me try. We have a number of options to explore. You can explore on that. Let me try to submit access request. Let me pick one user randomly. Let's say this user, then Prism admin. Let me select this user. Let me remove some access for this user. Click on Next Submit. Now it's asking for some form. Now you can click on the complete form. Whatever details we have given, it will be populated over here. Here we have selected the wrong form. It's asking for other details like first name, last name. Let me rechange. From this application, we have to set. And let me quickly update the form in the Prism application. Go to Provisioning Policies. This will be applicable only to delete the form. Better, I'll add it in the Create and Prism also. What will happen? We'll check. Let me add this policy here. Reference policy form. I couldn't find this policy form name here. I couldn't find the policy which we created here. Can you refresh? Let me try to do it. But basically, whenever you are going to select any form for operation, the form will be generated. I mean, it will be asking you have to provide some more info. Let me click Add Policy. I'm not able to select the form which I have created. It will be participate in the delete operation only. If I'm going to select this delete form, this is how it's going to be populated. You can check the form which we created. Let me check from the back end. We have an option. We're going to go to debug page. From there also, you can check. Whatever we have created, it's not populating from here. I don't know why. But this is how we can create the form, and we can enable in the provisioning policy that it will ask a number of details. Let me try one more time. It is working fine. Submit. Entertainment application is going to Prism. Let me remove his access. The form is getting populated, but it's a different form. The one which we created, it's not populating. I need to check why. Identity has appeared in complete form. Now it's populating some different forms. I need to check why. But this is how it will be. That's the purpose. We need some more info from user that we can store those information in the application. That is the reason we are creating form. The concept is clear, right? Partition drama. Just try to replicate in your system. If it is not working, just ask me, I'll explain. Have to check why it's not getting popular. Can I ask other doubts? Sure, go ahead. Can you go to home, please? It's different from. In case I have a user story, I should like that in my company when the employees leave and go there. I mean, their identity should get deactivated, but their name is still showing active. It is in, even though that invalid is showing active. You are saying sorry in identity warehouse. The account is still active. And also in homepage we have like groups and all group membership at all. There also we can go there like there will be the email and all is still active. You can disable in the lever event. In the lever event, if you want, you can go check today. Go to life cycle events. Definitely there will be lever event which is active. It's that disable status is no. You can open that lever, even try to open the workflow. Workflow will be there definitely. When that workflow it's not able to revoke those access, the particular person access. Is it applicable for only one identity or for an entire identity? No, there are many identities. Then you have to deal with this workflow only. You might be getting some null value because of the reason the workflow it's not able to disable the particular identity, particular people. If you want, you can check. You will be able to find those. All employee will be connected to some attribute, some department because of that. You have to add those checkbox as well. Null checkbox, null checkpoint. Is it clear what I'm saying? And according to different companies, they have different group membership and management base, right? They will be configuring in the initial stage. Whenever they are going to implement SailPoint, they will decide. Please do like, share, and subscribe to our channel. For more information, contact us sales@therightuptalk.com.